What's going on, NFL watchers? This is Chat Sports, and this is a NFL Mailbag where we're breaking down the questions that our audience is asking around the latest news and rumors going on around the league. If you want to make sure you tune in to next week's live show, Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. Let's go to Ned Joe. Should the Giants sign an offensive lineman? I guess it would depend who's available. I mean, if you can upgrade at certain positions, sure, you try to do it. But I think for the Giants, they need to stay healthy, and they brought back all the guys that they wanted to bring back. Let's go to Eddie DeJesus. I subscribed. I am no longer lame. Shout out to Eddie DeJesus for no longer being lame. I said this: you're either subbed or you're a lame guy. I don't want you to be lame, so help us get to 250,000 subs. Smash that subscribe button. It's that big red button underneath the video that says sub. You click that. You turn on your notifications. Help us get to 250,000 subs. Me and the entire Chat Sports team here, we would really appreciate it. What's up, Rashawn Golden? I think cornerback is still a need for the Falcons, and why not go out and sign Richard Sherman? I mean, any team out there that has a need at corner, sure, you're going to be interested in Sherman. The issue is this. I don't see Richard going to a team like Atlanta. He wants to get paid. I don't know if Atlanta can do that. And the Falcons want to go with more of a youth movement. In terms of teams that have expressed interest in him or he's expressed interest in, it's the Raiders, it's the Jets, the 49ers, Seahawks, and the Saints. Those are probably the top 5 teams there. So, no, I don't see Sherman going to Atlanta. All right, we got K&H Productions. Thoughts on the Ravens this season? A top 5 team in our power rankings. It's Lamar Jackson. Can he continue to get better? J.K. Dobbins, they got a solid running game there. The defense, how do they replace somebody like Matthew Judon? I like what they ended up getting with Odafe Owe. He's a solid player. Also, you go get some solid receiver as well. They did some good moves here. I like the trade. Will they miss Orlando Brown? Sure. But you were still able to get a solid player, both 27 and 31. Rashard Lee, what's up, my dude? Cowboys 2022 second-round pick for Stephon Gilmore. Would you do that trade? I mean, yeah. The Dallas Cowboys would do that trade in a heartbeat. I just don't think that the Patriots would, because you're talking about somebody, sure, he's coming off a bad injury, but he was the Defensive Player of the Year in 2019. When he's fully healthy, he's a top 5 cornerback. But where will Richard Gilmore. Where will Stephon Gilmore play next season? Battled some injuries last season, wasn't able to play. A lot of trade rumors around the cornerback from New England. Where will he play this next season? Go down, look into that crystal ball, and let me know. What up, Jake D? You think the Eagles can make a play in the NFC East when you prove to be wrong about Hurts? If I'm wrong about Hurts, which I don't think I'm going to be, then sure, they can make a push, but I'm a believer that the Eagles are the worst team in the NFC East, which is the worst division in all of football. I mean, Hurts is the worst quarterback in that division. I mean, I'll take Ryan Fitzpatrick over him. I'll take Daniel Jones over him. Obviously, Dak's the best. But, I mean, the Eagles, what have they done this offseason to give me any confidence? It doesn't matter what you do all around. If your quarterback's not very good, you're not going to win football games. And sure, he played okay the first few games, but now defensive coordinators get a whole year to study tape. They get even more, they're going to be able to watch him more. It's going to be a long year for the Eagles if Hurts is going to be the only starter. If I'm wrong, cool. I would love to be wrong, because guess what? That means a young guy is living his dream. Cheers to him. Let's go to Anthony A. Who's the worst quarterback in the NFL? I mean, in the entire NFL, I might say Nathan Peterman. I don't know how that guy continues to get a job. If you're talking about the worst starting quarterback, I might actually go Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is probably, I'm trying to think of all the other guys. It depends who starts in Chicago. If Andy Dalton's there, I'd still probably actually rather have Dalton. No, I think Daniel Jones is better than Jalen Hurts. If in terms of the worst starting quarterback, yeah, I'm probably going to go with Jalen Hurts. All right, we got Robert Jansen. Yeah, that's true. If Watson hasn't played, Tyrod, he's probably worse. With all the Raiders' new young defensive and rebuild offensive line, do you think this signals a building period and possibly Sam Howell next draft? I mean, we were actually just debating which quarterback could be the top guy. Sam Howell, he's definitely a player that I got my eyes on. And if I'm the Raiders, you keep Derek Carr, you draft a young quarterback next year, and you actually let him learn underneath, DC. Is this a rebuild for the Raiders? Yes and no. They can still win football games, but you can see they're going with the youth movement. I mean, all the moves they made on the offensive line, getting rid of some of these other older players on the defense like a Jeff Heath, they're going with a younger team, and that's what they're trying to do. What up, Shamsar Doster? Should my Giants sign Trey Turner? Shamar Doster? Okay. Should they sign Trey Turner? I mean, I should actually probably go ask our Giants guy here, Marshall, this. But, hey, if you want more content around the New York Giants, we are actually just launching a Giants channel. Go check it out, youtube.com/NYGiantsTV. In terms of Turner, though, I mean, if you need some extra depth, sure. I guess it can't really hurt you all that much. All right, go ahead. Check out our channel, youtube.com/NYGiantsTV, if you want more coverage around the G-Men. This one's coming in from Alex Gomez. Who leads their team to a better record if they both start Jalen Hurts or Jordan Love? That's a great question. I think Jalen Hurts is actually a better quarterback from what I've seen so far than Love. Love scares the hell out of me. Maybe if he gets a little bit more work, he can be better. But I'm still going to go the Green Bay Packers. I think the Packers would be the better overall team. And so I guess I'm going to go Green Bay. So type GB. All right, y'all. Thanks to everyone who subbed during our NFL draft coverage. We gained 5,436 people over a 3-day span. Now, we were live for all 7 rounds. We had a lot of fun. We made a lot of good impressions with people, played a lot of games. So I know we're always saying, like, hey, like the video, do this, do that. Just know that we appreciate you. Chat Sports team here, we're a family, and we just, we love that we can do these videos as a job, but we wouldn't be able to do them if we didn't have such an awesome interactive audience. So shout out to MM Master. I know Mark Mueller was in there watching us, Jose Delgado, Eddie DeJesus, Dalton Gill. You guys make our lives and, our dream possible, which is to be able to work around sports. We appreciate you. If you haven't yet, join the team. Hit that big red button that says subscribe. Frank Hyman. Should Miami sign Adrian Peterson? Okay, so you're looking for a veteran running back here. A lot of people out there were saying, oh, Miami's going to go running back. They're going to go running back. They don't end up going running back with their first few picks here. So when you talk about them being able to go ahead and make a move, I actually could see a veteran running back like AD be the actual answer here. So go ahead, and if he can come in for a cheap contract, it'd be worth a look. I mean, he's been able to still play at a pretty high level. I don't remember when it was in the offseason, but he actually said that he would like to be able to play until he's 40 years old. I don't know how good he's still going to be able to be, but if you're looking for just a veteran running back, can come in, give you, 100 carries this year, cheap deal, sure, why not? Where do y'all think Adrian Peterson will sign? Where is the veteran running back, one of the greatest to ever do it, going to end up playing? I mean, it's actually hard to believe that the last person that wasn't a quarterback to win NFL MVP was Adrian Peterson, which I believe was in 2012, if I remember the year correctly. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's the year. Where will Peterson play? Go down in the comments and let me know. What up, Mark? Hey again, Mitch. Hey again, Mark and Sam. According to reliable sports news sources, including Chat Sports, has Larry Fitzgerald officially announced his retirement? I mean, I haven't seen anything yet from Larry Fitzgerald. If he does end his career, that would be pretty sad, but, I mean, he goes down, Hall of Fame type of receiver, amazing career, amazing dude. I remember following Larry Fitzgerald at his time in Pittsburgh because my dad, again, a lot of my family were from Pennsylvania, so you watch a lot of these players coming up. I remember watching Larry Fitzgerald at Pitt and just being like, that guy's really good, he's special, but he was also somebody who a lot of people didn't believe in him because he's not this phenomenal athlete. But you know what? He's a damn good football player, so from what I've seen right now, haven't heard anything on Fitz retiring. But again, this is being recorded on Wednesday, so just keep that in mind. Jose Delgado, appreciate the $10 super chat. Raiders. Mitch, the Raiders cover all their needs for the next season because if they don't, they get AR. That means DC is for or D for life. Love your show. I'm glad you like the Raiders report. A little unsure of that question there or what exactly was your question, but I know a lot of people like Derek Carr. I'm a Derek Carr fan as well. In terms of just overall success, I actually think somebody like DC would be okay with the idea that, let's just face it here, Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback. If you can upgrade at the most important position, you go ahead and do it. MM Master, who should start, Cam or Mac Jones? Oh, it's a great question. I mean, you know what? Before I give you my answer, you guys can answer it. MJ for Mac Jones, CN for Cam Newton. If I'm the Patriots, and I don't want to rush Jones, you go ahead and start Cam. Because remember, before COVID, before some craziness happened, he was on pace to have an MVP season. He was in the discussion the first 4 weeks. Then he had COVID, and then everything just fell apart for him, and the offense was horrible. Maybe if they had a little bit more talent around him, maybe if the offensive line's a little bit better, you can have some more consistency there. I'm team, you play Cam Newton to start the season. If it gets rough, then you go to a guy like Mac Jones. But I'm also team let Mac Jones learn just for a little bit longer because I just don't know if he's ready to rock and roll. Now, if we're going to get to your question here, we got 543 people watching. Slide in the DMs. Hit me up on IG. If you want to know what's going on in my life as well, don't be afraid to hit me up at Mitchell Renz 365. Mike loves Molly. All right. Since Denver traded up for Javonte Williams from UNC, think they cut Melvin Gordon? It's a good question here. I would say if you have more Broncos questions, don't ever be afraid to reach out to producer Sam. He runs our Broncos channel. You can find him on Twitter at SamBrownCS. It's down there below. I like Melvin Gordon. He's a good running back. Never would have paid him 2 years, $14 million a year, though, just because, running back to me is a replaceable position. But it also tells you a lot about what Denver thinks about the position, and they're going to be able to run the football. And I think what you're going to see is exactly what they did with Philip Lindsay. I'm sure the contract situation is different. Melvin's going to play this year. I believe he's going to be with the Broncos. But after this season, his contract's up, and they're not going to bring him back. What's up, Christian? What do the Texans need to sign to make the playoffs? You need to figure out what's happening with Deshaun Watson. That really is it. If you don't have Deshaun Watson, they're not making the playoffs. Even if they have Watson at this point, I don't know what they need to do because they made a whole bunch of, C moves in free agency. And they made some okay draft picks. They only had a few picks, but it does speak volumes that their very first pick in a year that they didn't have a lot of picks was a quarterback. That should tell you a little something. Let's go to Everyday Jam. Will Davonta Adams want to leave the Packers if Rodgers is gone? I don't know. He sent out a pretty cryptic tweet earlier in the week. That was literally just like, you don't know how good you have it until it's gone. It's basically along those lines, I believe is what it was. But for a guy like Adams, he knows he's a talented receiver. 18 touchdowns last year in 14 games. That's spectacular. Will he want to leave? Perhaps. From what I've heard, though, Davante is pretty happy in Green Bay right now. Let's go to Rashard Lee. Predict Rookie of the Year. Okay, so the Rookie of the Year in the 2021 NFL, if it's offensive, it's going to be Trevor Lawrence. Is going to be my easy pick just because he was the number 1 overall pick. We know he's going to get playing time right away. We'll see what happens with Zach Wilson. We'll see what other quarterbacks end up playing right away. If Justin Fields plays right away, that could definitely be an option there. In terms of defense, I'll go with, this might be an unpopular opinion. That's fine. The show's about. I'm going to go with Odafe Oweh, edge rusher from Baltimore. He's got some big shoes to be able to fill with, you're not having Matthew Judon, and it normally goes to somebody with a lot of sacks. Sure, he didn't have any sacks this past year at Penn State, but he's athletic. He's going to be able to fit into a good defense. Prove me wrong, Odafe, but maybe I'm just a Penn Stater. Let's go to Arnold Adams. Justin Houston still in the cards for the Ravens. So you mentioned the Cards and the Ravens, both two Birds teams. But yes, I'm actually a believer that Houston could end up actually going to Baltimore. Both teams have shown interest. He ended up meeting with them in early April. I went also on one of our NFL shows earlier in the week and said Justin Houston, the team that I'm predicting him to go to, is in fact Baltimore for some of the reasons I just mentioned there with Odafe. If you're trying to be able to replace somebody like Judon, go out and get a veteran edge rusher. Justin Houston's a great fit. Super chat from Jose. If Raiders don't pick Aaron Rodgers, then that means DC will be a Raiders franchise quarterback. No, I don't think that's true, actually. If I'm the Raiders, if you don't go to the playoffs, whether it's Derek Carr's fault or not, you actually have to go ahead and look into getting another guy. Because the reason why I like Carr so much, if you pay him $22.1 this year and $19.9 next year, that's a good deal. After that, if he wants an extension, that's $30 million plus. I'm not paying Derek Carr $30 million plus a year. I'm sorry. When you can go out and get a rookie quarterback, pay him a lot less, and then build around him. Because the issue is then, we've already seen it. If Carr doesn't have a lot of talent around him, the Raiders won't win. If you go out and pay Carr a lot of money, can you put a lot of talent around him? I don't think so. All right, Big Dog 2047. Do you think the Eagles could cut Kelsey and put in Landon Dickerson because they would save money and Seahawks signing him if he does? I don't think the Seahawks are going to end up getting him. Also, I'm not going to move on from Kelsey. I get that they drafted Landon Dickerson, but the other reason why I wouldn't do it is because he's a solid center, but you're also talking about a player who has some knee injuries. I believe 2 pretty critical knee surgeries as well. If he can stay healthy, good player, no doubt about it. But when you're talking about somebody who has the knee injuries, I'm going to play it safe, and you're going to keep some of your reliable veterans. What's up, Frankie? Do you think the Seahawks will make the playoffs? I have them as a playoff contender, And as long as you have Russell Wilson, as long as that offense has DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, it's kind of hard to be able to count those guys out. Will the defense be better? You like to believe so. You can't believe that they'd be too much worse, but that's a tough division, man. So we'll see. Crack in the box. What record do you think the Browns will have? Great question. It sounds weird to say. I mean, the schedules, by the way, they come out on May 12th, so stay tuned on that. I'm going to go somewhere 12-5 or 13-4. It sounds weird saying those numbers, but reminder, you got that extra year. If you're a diehard Browns, extra game. If you're a big-time Browns fan, check out our channel, youtube.com/Browns Report.